Now we will start studying about our topic that has been mentioned over here as Microsoft Azure Basics in 60 minutes. Start your cloud journey today. Let us move to the next part where we will study about the objectives of the course. By the end of this course, viewers will understand what Microsoft Azure is and its importance in cloud computing. Learn the core services and components of Azure. Get familiar with the Azure portal and its interface. Understand common Azure use cases and career opportunities. Gain hands-on experience with basic Azure operations. Let us move to the next part where we will study about the course structure. In the first part, you will learn about Introduction to Microsoft Azure, under which you will learn what is Microsoft Azure, importance of Azure, Azure Global Reach, and how Azure works. In the next part, explore Azure Portal Overview, under which you will understand Introduction to the Azure Portal, walkthrough of key sections, followed by a hands-on demo. In the third part, learn about core Azure services, under which you will study compute services, storage services, networking services, database services, AI and machine learning, followed by a demo. Next, gain hands-on experience on deploying a simple web application, under which you will learn the objective, steps and real-world use cases of Azure App Services. Next, gain knowledge on real-world use cases of Azure, under which you will understand industry use cases, case studies, and cloud hybrid model. In the next part, explore Azure security and compliance, under which you will learn security offerings and compliance frameworks, followed by a demo. Next, learn about careers in Azure and certifications, under which you will understand in details about popular Azure job roles, Azure certifications, skills needed, salary insights, and practical advice. In the next part, explore future of Azure and cloud computing, under which you will learn emerging trends in Azure, Azure in the next decade, and final thoughts. Finally, go through the conclusion and resources, where you will study the recap of the session and explore free learning resources. You should be interested in exploring Microsoft Azure for designing, deploying, and managing cloud-based solutions. This course is specially designed and tailored for those seeking to build a career in Azure by learning how Azure can be used to drive business efficiency and innovation. So that is everything that can be said as per the mentioned details. Now we will move towards the main discussion part. So as per this slide is concerned, here we will be learning about Introduction to Microsoft Azure. Let us first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. What is Microsoft Azure? Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform that provides a wide range of services, including computing, storage, networking, databases, and artificial intelligence (AI). It allows businesses to build, deploy, and manage applications and services through Microsoft's global network of data centers. Azure helps organizations improve scalability, reduce costs, and increase reliability by offering on-demand resources and advanced automation. Importance of Azure. Azure is one of the top cloud providers alongside Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Google Cloud. It supports critical applications in areas such as AI, machine learning, Internet of Things, IoT, and large-scale enterprise operations. Many Fortune 500 companies rely on Azure for its secure, scalable, and integrated cloud solutions. So from this part, we can understand that Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform that offers a broad range of services, including computing, storage, networking, databases, and artificial intelligence. It enables businesses to build, deploy, and manage applications and services through Microsoft's global network of data centers. Azure helps organizations enhance scalability, reduce operational costs, and increase reliability by providing on-demand resources and advanced automation. Its services include virtual machines, containers, serverless computing, and AI-driven tools, making it versatile for modern businesses' need. Azure's hybrid cloud capabilities, integration with Microsoft's product, and support for open source technologies make it a popular choice for businesses seeking flexible and scalable cloud solutions. The image highlights key benefits of Azure: scalability for adjusting resources based on demand, security for protecting data and applications, worldwide access for global reach, hybrid capability for connecting on-premises and cloud resources, and flexibility for adapting to different business needs. These features make Azure a versatile and reliable cloud solution for modern enterprises. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will continue the discussion about Introduction to Microsoft Azure. Let us take a look at the details that has been mentioned over here, and then we will discuss it. Azure Global Reach. Azure operates in over 60 plus data center regions worldwide, offering low latency and high availability. Its vast global infrastructure allows businesses to deploy applications close to their users, improving performance and ensuring compliance with data sovereignty regulations. How Azure works. Azure provides three main service models. Infrastructure as a Service (IaaS) provides virtual machines, storage, and networking resources, allowing you to manage infrastructure without physical hardware. Platform as a Service (PaaS) provides a platform for developing and managing applications without handling the underlying infrastructure. Software as a Service (SaaS) delivers software applications over the internet accessible through a browser without needing installation or maintenance. So from these details we can say that Azure operates in over 60 plus data centers worldwide, providing low latency and high availability. Its global infrastructure allows businesses to deploy applications close to users, improving performance and ensuring compliance with data regulations. Azure supports three key services. Infrastructure as a Service provides virtual machines and networking resources. Platform as a Service offers a platform to develop and manage applications. And Software as a Service delivers software over the internet without installation or maintenance. The image illustrates how Azure works. A user connects to a virtual machine managed by the Fabric controller. The request starts with the orchestrator's web API, which directs it to orchestrators that manage server racks connected through a network switch. This system ensures smooth provisioning and management of cloud resources. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now we will move on to the next discussion part. So in this particular slide, we will be discussing in details about Azure Portal overview. Let me first go through the details that has been mentioned over here, and then we will discuss it. Introduction to Azure Portal. The Azure Portal is a web-based platform that allows you to manage and monitor all your Azure services in one place. You can access it using the following link: https://portal.azure.com. The portal provides an intuitive interface for deploying, managing, and scaling resources. Its centralized dashboard allows you to monitor real-time performance, manage costs, and configure security settings. Overview of the dashboard and navigation menu. Dashboard, a customizable interface where you can pin frequently used resources and monitor their status. Navigation menu, located on the left side, providing quick access to key services and settings. Search bar, at the top of the portal, enabling quick access to resources and services. Notifications, shows real-time updates and alerts about your Azure environment. So from this part, we can say that the Azure portal is a web-based platform that allows you to manage and monitor all Azure services in one place. You can access it at portal.azure.com. It provides an intuitive interface to deploy, manage, and scale resources while offering real-time monitoring, cost management, and security configuration. The portal features a customizable dashboard for monitoring frequently used resources, a navigation menu on the left for quick access to services, a search bar at the top for fast navigation, and a notifications panel for real-time updates and alerts. The image shows the Azure portal's main dashboard. At the top, you can see popular Azure services like virtual machines, storage accounts, and Kubernetes. The central section includes options to explore, monitor, secure, optimize, and connect Azure services. Below the recent resources section lists recently used services, while the useful links section offers quick access to documentation and Azure updates. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will continue the discussion about Azure portal overview. Let's take a look at the details that has been mentioned over here and then discuss it. Walkthrough of key sections. 1. Resource groups. Logical containers used to organize and manage resources like virtual machines, storage accounts, and databases. Helps in applying policies and tracking costs at the group level. 2. Services menu. Provides access to key services such as virtual machines, VMs. Create and manage virtual servers. Storage accounts. Manage different types of storage solutions. Networking. Configure virtual networks and load balancers. 3. Billing and cost management. Tracks usage and associated costs. Allows setting up budgets and alerts to manage expenses effectively. Hands-on demo. 1. Create a free Azure account. Go to https://portal.azure.com and select Start Free. Sign up using your email and payment details. You won't be charged for free tier services. 2. Explore available services. Navigate to the services menu to view available services. Try creating a simple virtual machine or storage account to understand the workflow. So from these details, we can understand that the Azure portal allows you to manage and monitor Azure resources from a single interface. Resource groups are logical containers for organizing resources like virtual machines and storage accounts, helping with policy application and cost tracking. The services menu provides access to key services such as virtual machines for creating and managing virtual servers, storage accounts for managing storage solutions, and networking for setting up virtual networks. Billing and cost management tracks usage and expenses, enabling budget setup and alerts. To create a free Azure account, visit portal.azure.com, select Start Free, and sign up with your email and payment details. No charges for free tier services. You can explore services by navigating to Services menu and try deploying a virtual machine or storage account. So this is everything that can be said as per the mentioned details. Now we will move on to the next discussion part. So as per this slide is concerned, here we will be learning about core Azure services. Let us first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Compute services. 1. Azure Virtual Machines (VMs) provides on-demand scalable computing power in the cloud. Supports Linux and Windows operating systems, allowing you to host applications and manage workloads flexibly. 2. Azure App Services, fully managed platform for building, deploying and scaling web and mobile applications. Supports multiple programming languages and frameworks including .NET, Java, Python and Node.js. 3. Azure Kubernetes Services (AKS), managed Kubernetes service for deploying and managing containerized applications. Provides automated scaling, monitoring and updates for containerized workloads. Storage services. 1. Azure Blob Storage, object storage for unstructured data like images, videos and backups. Highly scalable and cost-effective with built-in redundancy and encryption. 2. Azure File Storage provides managed file shares accessible via the SMB, Server Message Block Protocol. Ideal for legacy applications that require shared storage. So from this part, we can understand that Azure provides a wide range of core services to support computing and storage needs. Virtual machines offer on-demand scalable computing power for running applications on Windows and Linux. Azure App Services is a fully managed platform for building and hosting web and mobile applications using popular frameworks like .NET, Java and Python. Azure Kubernetes Service is a managed Kubernetes service for deploying and managing different applications with built-in scaling and monitoring. On the storage side, Azure Blob Storage is used for storing unstructured data such as images, videos, and backups, providing high scalability and redundancy. Azure File Storage allows you to create and manage file shares using the SMB protocol, which is ideal for legacy applications requiring shared storage. The first image shows the main compute services in Azure, including Azure VMs for running virtual servers, App Service for hosting web applications, and AKS for containerized workloads. The second image highlights Azure's storage services, showing blob storage for handling unstructured data and file storage for managing file shares through the SMB protocol. These services form the foundation of Azure's compute and storage capabilities. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will continue discussing about core Azure services. Let's take a look at the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Networking services. 1. Virtual Network (VNet) enables secure communication between Azure resources. Supports network segmentation, routing, and IP address management. 2. Azure CDN Content Delivery Network distributes content across global edge locations for faster access. Reduces latency and improves user experience for web-based applications. Database services. 1. Azure SQL Database, fully managed relational database based on the SQL Server engine. Provides high availability, scalability, and built-in intelligence for performance tuning. 2. Cosmos DB, globally distributed NoSQL database with low latency and high throughput. Supports multiple data models including document, graph, key value, and column family. So from this part, we can say that Azure Virtual Network or VNet allows secure communication between Azure resources, supporting network segmentation, routing, and IP address management. Azure CDN for Content Delivery Network improves performance by distributing content across global edge locations, reducing latency and enhancing user experience for web-based applications. Azure SQL Database is a fully managed relational database built on the SQL Server engine, offering high availability, scalability, and performance tuning. Cosmos DB is a globally distributed NoSQL database that supports various data models and provides low latency and high throughput. The first image shows a virtual WAN architecture where multiple VNets, virtual networks, are connected through a virtual WAN hub. It illustrates secure communication between branch services, data centers, and remote users via express route, site-to-site VPN, and point-to-site VPN. Software-defined wide area network is used to manage traffic efficiently between branches. Remote users are shown connecting through various platforms like Windows, Mac, Linux, and mobile devices. The second image illustrates how Azure Cosmos DB integrates with course catalog system. A developer updates the online course catalog, which is stored in a Cosmos DB instance. The data is then distributed globally to end users and training developers, ensuring real-time access and synchronization. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next particular slide. In this particular slide, we will continue the discussion about core Azure services. Let us first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then discuss it. AI and machine learning. 1. Azure Cognitive Services. Pre-built AI models for vision, speech, language, and decision making. Allows developers to integrate AI capabilities into applications with minimal coding. 2. Azure Machine Learning. Platform for building, training, and deploying custom machine learning models. Supports automated ML, deep learning, and integration with popular frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. Demo. Create a virtual machine and connect to it. Open the Azure portal, https portal.azure.com. Navigate to Virtual Machines, create virtual machine. Select the operating system, size, and configuration details. After deployment, go to the VM's overview page. Use the provided public IP address and connect using remote desktop, RDP, or SSH. So from these details, we get to understand that Azure provides powerful AI and machine learning services that enable developers to build and integrate intelligent capabilities into their applications. Azure Cognitive Services offers pre-built AI models for vision, speech, language, and decision making, allowing developers to add AI features with minimal coding. It supports services like computer vision, language understanding, and speech recognition. Azure Machine Learning is a platform for building, training, and deploying machine learning models. It supports automated machine learning, AutoML, deep learning, and popular frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. The platform enables data scientists and developers to create custom models, manage them efficiently, and integrate them into production environments. For the demo, you will need to create a virtual machine in Azure portal. First, go to portal.azure.com and navigate to Virtual Machines. Select Create Virtual Machine and configure the operating system, size, and other details. After deployment, access the VM's overview page where you will find the public IP address. You can then use Remote Desktop Protocol RDP or Secure Shell SSH to connect to the VM for remote access. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next discussion part. So in this particular slide, we will be discussing in details about the hands-on Deploying a simple web application. Let me first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Objective. The goal is to deploy a simple web application using Azure App Services. Azure App Services is a fully managed platform that allows you to build, deploy and scale web apps quickly. It supports multiple runtimes like Python, .NET, Java and Node.js. Steps to deploy a simple web app. 1. Go to Azure portal. Open https portal.azure.com and sign in to your account. 2. Navigate to Azure App Services. In the left side menu, select App Services, Create. 3. Create a new web app. Provide the following details. Subscription. Choose the appropriate subscription. Resource group. Create a new one or select an existing one. Name. Enter a unique name for your web app. Runtime. Select the runtime environment. Example, Python, .NET, Node.js. Region. Choose the nearest data center for better performance. 4. Deploy a sample application. From the deployment center, connect to a sample app from Azure Marketplace or GitHub. Deploy the app by selecting the repository and branch. 5. Demonstrate the live URL. After deployment, go to the app's overview page. Open the live URL to verify that the app is running. So from these details, we get to understand that Azure App Services is a fully managed platform for building, deploying and scaling web applications. It supports multiple runtimes including Python, .NET, Java and Node.js, enabling developers to quickly launch applications without managing infrastructure. To deploy a web app, you will need to go to the Azure portal and select App Services, Create. Provide the subscription and resource group details and give your app a unique name. Choose the appropriate runtime environment and select the nearest region for better performance. After creating the app, go to the deployment center, connect to a sample app from Azure Marketplace or GitHub and deploy it. Once deployed, you can view the live app by accessing the provided URL from the app's overview page. The image shows the Create Web App page in the Azure portal. The form includes fields to specify the app's name, publishing method, runtime stack, and operating system. It also shows the selected region and app service. Plan details, which define the pricing tier and available resources. The bottom section displays the selected free plan with 1 GB of memory, allowing you to test the deployment without cost. The Review plus Create button at the bottom allows you to confirm the app and launch it. So this can be set as per the details mentioned over here. Now we will move on to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will be learning about the real world use cases of Azure App Services. Let's take a look at the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Business websites, hosting company websites and customer portals, e-commerce platforms, running scalable online stores, APIs and microservices, hosting RESTful APIs for mobile and web applications, custom web applications, deploying internal tools and client-facing web apps. So from this part, we can say that Azure App Services is used to host and manage a variety of business applications with high availability and scalability. Business websites such as company portals and customer platforms benefit from reliable performance and security. E-commerce platforms use Azure App Services to handle traffic spikes and ensure smooth transaction processing. APIs and microservices are also hosted using Azure App Services, enabling seamless integration with web and mobile applications. Additionally, custom web applications, including internal tools and client-facing apps can be rapidly deployed and managed with minimal infrastructure overhead. The image illustrates the key components of Azure App Services, showing that it supports four main parts: web apps for hosting websites, mobile apps for building mobile backends, API apps for managing RESTful APIs, and logic apps for automating workflows and business processes. This highlights the versatility of Azure App Services in handling different types of applications under a single platform. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now we will move on to the next discussion part. So in this particular slide, we will be learning about real world use cases of Azure. Let me first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Industry use cases. 1. Retail. Azure helps retailers manage inventory across multiple locations using real-time data. Provides AI-driven recommendations to offer personalized shopping experiences. 2. Finance. Enables real-time fraud detection using machine learning models. Supports high-frequency trading platforms with low latency and high availability. 3. Healthcare. Facilitates secure storage and analysis of patient data for improved patient care. Supports genomics research by processing large datasets with Azure's computing power. 4. Gaming. Hosts multiplayer game servers with global reach and low latency. Analyzes player behavior to enhance user experience and drive in game experiences. Case studies. 1. Netflix. Uses Azure for delivering content globally with high availability and low buffering. Leverages Azure's AI and machine learning for content recommendations and user insights. 2. Adobe. Migrated Creative Cloud and Document Cloud services to Azure for better scalability. Uses Azure to provide real-time collaboration features in Adobe Creative Suite. So from this part, we can say that Azure provides solutions across various industries by leveraging cloud computing, AI, and data management. In the retail sector, Azure enables real-time inventory management across multiple locations and delivers personalized shopping experiences using AI-driven recommendations. In finance, Azure supports real-time fraud detection with machine learning and ensures high-frequency trading with low latency and high availability. The healthcare industry benefits from Azure's secure data storage and analysis, improving patient care and facilitating research through high-performance computing. In gaming, Azure hosts multiplayer game servers globally with low latency and enhances player experience through behavioral analysis and personalized recommendations. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will be discussing about cloud hybrid model. Let's take a look at the details that has been mentioned over here and then discuss it. 1. Azure Arc extends Azure services and management to go on-premises, multi-cloud and edge environments. Provides a consistent development and operations experience across hybrid setups. 2. Hybrid Cloud combines on-premises infrastructure with Azure Cloud's resources. Supports seamless data movement and workload balancing between environments. So from these details, we can say that Azure's hybrid cloud model allows organizations to combine on-premises infrastructure with Azure cloud resources, ensuring flexibility and seamless integration. Azure Arc extends Azure services and management capabilities to go on-premises, multi-cloud and edge environments, offering a unified experience across different platforms. This allows businesses to deploy manage and secure applications consistently across various environments. The hybrid cloud model supports data movement and workload balancing between on-premises and cloud environments, enabling efficient resource utilization and better scalability. The image illustrates the Azure hybrid model. It shows how Azure Arc provides a single control plane for managing hybrid environments. Azure services can be extended to any infrastructure including AWS, VMware, and Google Cloud. Azure Stack helps modernize on-premises data centers, while Azure IoT extends services to edge devices, enabling real-time processing and insights at the edge. This setup provides a consistent experience and operational efficiency across diverse environments. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next discussion part. So as per this slide is concerned, here we will be discussing about Azure security and compliance. Let us first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Security offerings. 1. Azure Active Directory AAD, cloud-based identity and access management service. Enables single sign-on SSO and multi-factor authentication MFA for securing user access. Helps manage user permissions and secure access to applications and resources. 2. Azure Security Center, centralized security management and threat protection platform. Monitors workloads in real time and provides security recommendations. Identifies and mitigates threats using built-in AI and machine learning. Compliance frameworks. 1. GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. Ensures data privacy and protection for EU citizens. 2. HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Secures sensitive healthcare data. 3. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. Ensures compliance with global security standards. Azure provides built-in compliance tools and audits to help organizations meet these standards. So from this part, we can understand that Azure provides a comprehensive security and compliance framework through services like Azure Active Directory and Azure Security Center. AAD is a cloud-based identity and access management service that enables single sign-on SSO and multi-factor authentication to secure user access to applications and resources. Azure Security Center serves as a centralized platform for managing security and protecting workloads in real time, offering threat detection and security recommendations using AI and machine learning. Azure also supports key compliance frameworks like GDPR for data privacy for EU citizens, HIPAA for security of healthcare data, and ISO for global security standards. Built-in compliance tools and auditing features help organizations meet these regulatory requirements, ensuring data protection and security. The provided image shows the Azure Security Center architecture, starting with Azure at the top, which collects data from Windows and Linux agents and network and PaaS sources like NetFlow, SQLDB, and storage logs. This data is processed through normalization and enrichment for IP geotagging. The data is then used in threat intelligence layer for security analytics, log analysis, and export to Excel and Power BI. Finally, the Azure Security Center layer provides security dashboards, prioritized alerts, recommendations, and investigation tools supported by REST APIs, automation, and notification. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will be studying about demo enable security recommendations in Azure Security Center. Let's take a look at the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Open the Azure portal, https portal.azure.com. Go to Security Center Recommendations. Review the list of security recommendations. Select a recommendation, example enabling MFA, and apply it to secure your environment. Monitor the security status updates in the Security Center dashboard. So from this part, we can say that Azure Security Center provides a centralized security management by offering real-time threat protection and actionable recommendations. To enable security recommendations, you will have to open the Azure portal and navigate to Security Center, then Recommendations. You can then review the list of recommendations and select one, such as enabling MFA to improve access security. After applying the recommendations, you should monitor the security status updates directly from the Security Center dashboard to verify improvements and track ongoing threats. This helps in strengthening overall security posture by proactively addressing vulnerabilities. The provided image shows the Azure Security Center dashboard with sections for policy and compliance, resource security, hygiene, and threat protection. The policy on compliance section displays the secure score and regulatory compliance status. The resource security hygiene section highlights recommendations held by severity and types of affected resources. The threat protection section shows security alerts categorized by severity and alert trends over time, helping in monitoring and improving security responses. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now we will move on to the next discussion part. So in this particular slide, we will be learning about careers in Azure and certifications. Let me first go through the details that is mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Popular Azure job roles. 1. Cloud Engineer. Designs, deploys and manages cloud infrastructure on Azure. Focuses on networking, storage and virtual machines. 2. Azure Developer. Develops and maintains applications using Azure services like app services and functions. Works with APIs, databases and serverless architecture. 3. Solutions Architect. Designs scalable, secure and cost-effective solutions using Azure. Ensures alignment with business goals and technical requirements. 4. AI/ML Specialist. Builds machine learning models and AI solutions using Azure Machine Learning and Cognitive Services. Integrates AI into business processes to drive automation and insights. So from these details, we can understand that Azure offers a wide range of career opportunities in cloud computing with key roles including Cloud Engineer, Azure Developer, Solutions Architect and AI/ML Specialist. A Cloud Engineer designs, deploys and manages Azure-based cloud infrastructure, focusing on networking, storage and virtual machines. An Azure Developer creates and maintains applications using Azure services like app services and functions, working with APIs, databases and serverless models. A Solutions Architect is responsible for designing scalable, secure and cost-effective solutions on Azure, ensuring that business and technical requirements are met. An AI/ML specialist, on the other hand, builds machine learning models and AI solutions using Azure Machine Learning and Cognitive Services, integrating AI into business processes to enhance automation and generate insights. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now we will move on to the next part. So here in this mentioned part, we will continue the discussion about careers in Azure and certifications. Let's take a look at the details that is mentioned over here and then discuss it. Azure certifications. 1. Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamentals Beginner. Covers basic cloud concepts and core Azure services. Ideal for beginners starting a career in cloud computing. 2. Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator Associate Intermediate. Focuses on managing Azure resources, networking and security. Suitable for those with some hands-on experience in Azure. 3. Microsoft Certified Azure Solutions Architect Expert Advanced. Focuses on designing and implementing complex Azure solutions. Requires deep knowledge of networking, security and automation. Skills required. 1. Basics. Networking concepts, VNet, DNS, IP addressing. Scripting languages like Python and PowerShell for automation. 2. Advanced. Kubernetes for container orchestration, DevOps practices for CI/CD automation, AI integration for building intelligent applications. So from this part, we can say that Azure offers a structured certification path to help professionals build expertise in cloud computing, categorized in fundamentals, associate, and expert levels. The Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamentals certification covers basic cloud concepts and core Azure services, making it ideal for beginners. The Azure Administrator Associate certification is suitable for intermediate learners focusing on managing Azure resources, networking, and security. The Azure Solutions Architect Expert certification is designed for advanced professionals focusing on designing and implementing complex solutions requiring deep knowledge of networking, security, and automation. Key skills include networking concepts like VNet and DNS, scripting in Python and PowerShell, Kubernetes for container management, DevOps for CI/CD, and AI for intelligent applications. The provided image shows the Azure certification structure divided into 3 main levels. The fundamentals levels includes AI, General Azure, and Data Fundamentals. The associate level includes certifications for administration, development, security, data science, Power BI, data engineering, and database administration. The expert level indicates Azure Solutions Architect and DevOps Engineer certifications, which reflect the highest level of expertise in Azure. So this can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now we will move on to the next particular slide. So as per this slide is concerned, here we will continue the discussion about careers in Azure and certifications. Let us go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then discuss it. Salary insights. Cloud engineer, $90,000 to $130,000 per year. Global average. Azure developer, $100,000 to $140,000 per year. Solutions architect, $120,000 to $160,000 per year. AI ML specialist, $110,000 to $150,000 per year. Practical advice. Start with free tools like the Azure Sandbox for hands-on practice. Use Microsoft Learn for structured learning paths and certification preparation. Gain real-world experience through internships or personal projects. So from these details we get to understand that Azure-related career offers competitive salaries with a cloud engineer earning between $90,000 and $130,000 annually on average, an Azure developer earning between $100,000 and $140,000, and a solutions architect earning between $120,000 and $160,000. An AI ML specialist earns between $110,000 and $150,000 per year, reflecting the growing demand for AI expertise. To succeed, you should start with free tools like Azure Sandbox for hands-on experience and use Microsoft Learn for structured learning paths and certification preparation. Gaining real-world experience through internships or personal projects will help solidify your skills and increase your market value. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next discussion part. So as per this slide is concerned, here we will be discussing about future of Azure and cloud computing. Let us go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then discuss it. Emerging trends in Azure. 1. Quantum computing with Azure Quantum. Azure Quantum provides a platform for developing and testing quantum algorithms, offers access to quantum hardware and simulators to solve complex problems faster. 2. AI advancements with Azure OpenAI service. Integrates powerful language models like GPT into applications. Enables natural language processing (NLP), text generation, and automated decision making. 3. Sustainability initiatives. Azure is investing in energy efficient data centers powered by renewable energy. Aims to become carbon negative by 2030 through sustainable operations and innovations. Azure in the next decade. 1. Expansion of hybrid cloud solutions. Increased adoption of hybrid and multi-cloud models using Azure Arc. Improved flexibility to run workloads across on-premises and cloud environments. 2. Increased integration of AI/ML. AI and machine learning will become embedded into most Azure services. Predictive analytics, automation, and real-time insights will drive business decisions. Final thoughts. Azure is shaping the future of technology by driving innovation in AI, quantum computing, and sustainability. Its global infrastructure and hybrid capabilities position Azure as a key player in transforming industries and enabling businesses to scale securely and efficiently. So from this part, we can say that Azure is at the forefront of cloud computing innovation with emerging trends like quantum computing, AI, and sustainability shaping its future. Azure Quantum provides a platform for developing quantum algorithms, offering access to quantum hardware and simulators to solve complex problems. Azure OpenAI service integrates advanced language models like GPT for natural language processing, text generation, and automated decision making. Azure's sustainability initiatives focus on energy efficient data centers powered by different energy levels with a goal to become carbon negative by 2030. Over the next decade, Azure will expand its hybrid cloud capabilities using Azure Arc to enable seamless workload management across on-premises and cloud environments. AI and ML will become integral to most Azure services, driving predictive analytics, automation, and real-time business insights. Azure's focus on AI, quantum computing, and sustainability positions it as a key player in driving technological transformation and business growth. So this is everything that can be said as per the details mentioned over here. Now let us move to the next discussion part. So in this particular slide, we will be studying about the conclusion and resources. Let me first go through the details that has been mentioned over here and then we will discuss it. Recap of the session. In this session, you learned about Microsoft Azure as a leading cloud platform offering services like computing, storage, networking, and AI. We explored core Azure services including virtual machines, app services, blob storage, and Cosmos DB, highlighting their real-world applications. Hands-on demos covered creating a virtual machine and deploying a simple web application using Azure App Services. We also discussed popular Azure job roles such as Cloud Engineer and Solutions Architect, along with key certifications like Azure Fundamentals and Azure Solutions Architect Expert. Finally, we covered essential skills, career insights, and practical resources to help you succeed in the Azure ecosystem. Free learning resources. 1. Microsoft Learn, comprehensive learning platform with free courses and certifications. https learn.microsoft.com. 2. Azure documentation and tutorials, in-depth technical guides and best practices for using Azure services, accessible through the Azure portal and Microsoft Learn. 3. Azure Sandbox provides a risk-free environment to experiment and practice with Azure services, ideal for hands-on learning without additional costs. So from these details we can conclude that in this session you explored Microsoft Azure as a leading cloud platform offering services in computing, storage, networking and AI. Key services like virtual machines, app services, blob storage and Cosmos DB were discussed with real-world applications. Hands-on demos included creating a virtual machine and deploying a simple web application using Azure App Services. You also learned about popular Azure job roles such as Cloud Engineer and Solutions Architect with key certifications like Azure Fundamentals and Azure Solutions Architect Expert. Essential skills, salary insights, and practical advice were covered to help you navigate the Azure ecosystem confidently. Future trends in Azure, including quantum computing, AI advancements, and hybrid cloud expansion, were also explored. For further learning, Microsoft Learn provides a comprehensive platform with free courses and certifications. The Azure documentation offers in-depth technical guide and best practices available through Azure portal and Microsoft Learn. The Azure Sandbox allows you to practice and experiment with Azure services in a risk-free environment, making it ideal for hands-on learning. So this is everything that can be said as per the mentioned details.